Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-shifting into four-wheel drive and taking a long haul through automotive history to explore the complete story of one of America's most iconic vehicles, the Chevrolet truck, from humble beginnings to becoming a symbol of strength and reliability. The Chevy truck has been a constant on American roads for over a century. So, grab your keys, buckle up, and let's get started. Our journey begins way back in 1918. While Ford's Model T was dominating the car market, Chevrolet saw an opportunity. They took their Model 490 car chassis, beefed it up, and created the Model 490 Light Delivery. It was essentially a car with a stronger frame and no rear body, allowing customers to add whatever they needed, like a flatbed or a delivery box. A year later, they introduced the Model T. No, not that Model T. T4 truck, a true one-ton truck built on a dedicated, heavy-duty frame. It was powered by a 37-horsepower engine and was all business. These early trucks were basic, tough, and designed for one thing: work. They set the stage for everything that was to come. The 1920s saw Chevrolet really start to find its footing in the truck world. By 1927, they had built their first factory dedicated solely to truck production. A major milestone came in 1929 with the introduction of the legendary Stovebolt six-cylinder engine. This overhead valve inline six was a game changer. It was smoother, more powerful, and more durable than the four-cylinder engines of the competition. This engine, nicknamed for its simple, sturdy construction, would become the heart of Chevy trucks for decades. The trucks themselves started to look more distinct, too, with closed cabs becoming available, offering drivers much-needed protection from the elements. As we roll into the 1930s, design began to play a bigger role. The Great Depression was a tough time, but Chevrolet continued to innovate. Trucks were no longer just stripped-down utility vehicles. They started to get a bit of style, with more rounded fenders and streamlined grills. In 1938, Chevy introduced the Half, which is widely considered the precursor to the modern pickup truck. It featured a new, more integrated design where the cab and bed flowed together, looking less like separate pieces bolted onto a frame. This was the moment the pickup started its transformation from a pure workhorse to a vehicle people could be proud to own. The 1940s were dominated by World War II, and like other automakers, Chevrolet dedicated its production to the war effort. They built thousands of military trucks, ambulances, and other vehicles that served around the globe. This experience in building incredibly rugged and reliable vehicles for the most demanding conditions possible had a profound impact. When civilian truck production resumed after the war, Chevy was ready to unleash something special. And that something special arrived in 1947, the Advanced Design Series. If there's one Chevy truck that truly defines a generation, this is it. These trucks were a radical departure from pre-war designs. They were bigger, stronger, and, dare I say, beautiful. The iconic 5-bar horizontal grille, the rounded profile, and the integrated headlights made them an instant classic. The cab was wider, offering a 3-man bench seat, and visibility was vastly improved with larger windows. The advanced design trucks were a massive success, making Chevrolet the #1 truck seller in America. They weren't just for the farm anymore. They were showing up in suburban driveways. The mid-1950s brought another legendary lineup, the Task Force series, which ran from 1955 to 1959. This is where Chevy trucks really started to pack a punch. The biggest news was under the hood, the introduction of the first ever small block V8 engine in a Chevy truck. This engine would become an icon in its own right. The design also got a major update with the wraparound windshield, a feature borrowed from passenger cars. The Cameo Carrier, introduced in 1955, was a true game changer. It featured smooth, car-like fiberglass, rear fenders, two-tone paint, and a plush interior. It was the first gentleman's pickup, blurring the lines between a utility vehicle and a stylish personal car. The 1960s ushered in an era of revolutionary change. In 1960, Chevrolet introduced the CK series. The C stood for conventional two-wheel drive. And the K for four-wheel drive, a designation system that would last for nearly 40 years. These trucks featured a groundbreaking independent front suspension, replacing the old solid front axle. This provided a much smoother, more car-like ride than any truck before it. The styling was bold and angular, a real departure from the rounded looks of the 50s. The 60s also gave us the El Camino, a unique carpet cup hybrid. And in 1969, the K5 Blazer, a full-size SUV built on the Caceres truck chassis, which would go on to become a legend in the off-road world. The 1970s and 80s were the era of the rounded line generation. Introduced in 1973. This design was so successful and so beloved that it remained in production for 14 years. These trucks were nicknamed Square Body by fans for their boxy, chiseled appearance. They were bigger, tougher, and more capable than ever before. Chevy also introduced the crew cab model with 4 full doors, and the big dually with its dual rear wheels, making them kings of towing and hauling heavy loads. The square body became an enduring symbol of American toughness and reliability, and they are incredibly popular with collectors and enthusiasts today. Then came 1988, and the debut of the 4th generation C, known by its internal platform name, GMT 400. These trucks were a complete redesign. They were more aerodynamic, with a modern, sleek look. Inside, the interiors were more comfortable and ergonomic than ever. This was also the generation where the name Silverado first appeared, but as a top-level trim package, not the model name itself. These GMT 400 trucks were a massive hit and solidified Chevrolet's reputation for building modern, comfortable, yet capable trucks. Finally, in 1999, the Silverado officially became the flagship name for Chevrolet's full-size truck line, replacing the CK designation. The Silverado embraced the new era, offering more power, more technology, and more refinement. Over the past 2 decades, the Silverado has evolved through multiple generations, each one pushing the boundaries of what a truck can be. From powerful Duramax diesel engines to advanced infotainment systems and driver assist technologies, the modern Silverado is a far cry from that first model 490. It's a workhorse, a family vehicle, and a luxury cruiser, all in one. From a simple chassis cab in 1980 to the high-tech powerhouse of today, the history of the Chevrolet truck is the history of America. It's a story of innovation, hard work, and adaptation. These trucks built our cities, worked our farms, and took our families on unforgettable adventures. They are woven into the very fabric of our culture. What's your favorite generation of Chevy truck? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this trip through automotive history, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.